Today we're looking at Luke chapter 1 verses 8 through 10. Once, when Zechariah's division was on duty and he was serving as priest before God, he was chosen by lot, according to the custom of the priesthood, to go into the temple of the Lord and burn incense. And when the time for the burning of incense came, all the assembled worshippers were praying outside. So, what is luck? Zechariah was chosen by Lot to be the one to go into the temple and burn incense. We got that, right? And there God met with him. I assume there were other priests from Zechariah's division there. I assume there were some that were older. I assume that there were some that were younger and had their wives with them maybe. Yet those people were not chosen this day. This day, Zechariah was chosen. So that begs the question, was Zechariah significant? Now, there is no reason to believe that if another had won the draw and God did not find that person particularly compelling, that God couldn't have just bided his time until Zechariah drew a lot. Was God waiting on Zechariah? How many times had this happened before? How many times had Zechariah done this temple service? How many times had Zechariah burned the official incense? For all we know, in all the times his division served at the temple, Zechariah never drew the short straw. What we might be seeing here is the collision of a rare event and a miracle. Well, that smells suspiciously convenient, doesn't it? We could say that it was lucky that Zechariah was chosen. Number one, because Zechariah was related to Mary and Joseph through marriage to Mary's cousin Elizabeth. And two, Zechariah and Elizabeth were old and childless. Number one was just a nice coincidence, otherwise known as luck. But number two had the advantage of being reminiscent of Abram and Sarai from, Genesis 11, and to make for a particularly interesting story. After all, nobody would be impressed if a young priest and his wife suddenly turned up pregnant. That kind of happens. So many questions. What would have happened had Zechariah called in sick that day? Can you even do that when your division is called up to the big leagues?